Hi guys, and you're very welcome back to another episode of Dangerous Talk, an Elite Dangerous podcast we're doing weekly from 60 to 90 minutes roughly. My name is Digi from DigiDoes Gaming, and my co-hosts with me are Cartel.
Hi, how you doing?
And we also have with us again Spider. How's it going, Spider? How are things with you?
Doing very well. Good evening, everyone.
And a fine evening it is indeed. There's no point in us going through introductions. If you don't know who we are at this point, check out episode 1. We did a nice introduction on ourselves then. But what I would like to talk about is what we've been up to over the last week. We did promise you guys on the previous podcast /LiveCast. It can be confusing. The LiveCast is when we're live to you now, and the podcast is what goes out Sunday in the audio version. But we did promise you that we would keep you up to date weekly on what we've been doing, which is an interesting concept from our perspective, only because we're still relatively new to the game. When you consider Xbox and PC players, we're still little newbies, so it can be interesting to see what sort of mischief we've been getting up to. So let's start with Spider this week. Spider, what have you been up to since we last spoke on LiveCast?
You had to start with me. Well, I have pretty much just been wandering around, and in doing so, I find some of the neatest stuff. Right shortly after we found out that Aegis was going to be putting some new stations out in the Pallades sector, I went out there to grab a couple of loads and happened to see these new system names. And so I got to see 4 new stations. In doing so, I almost ran into an Aegis research base. Yeah, I almost ran into it because I saw a signal source that I didn't recognize. Target focused on that, came out of drive, I'm scanning it, turn around to leave, and there's this station sitting in front of me, and it's huge. Other than that, I've been material hunting and learning how to do engineering.
Engineering is something I really cannot wait to get back and do. How are you finding these stations? Is there a trick to it, or is there a guide? Or?
No, there was no trick to this. The trick was I showed up in Maya because I go there all the time anyways, was just looking for a couple of loads to take and noticed the loads were going to systems that I know were not occupied the day before. And sure enough, I take loads, and then I just took loads to 2, opened up the galaxy map, put my filters on for population, and up comes these 4 systems. And so, of course, you got to go right there and take pictures.
Of course. Oh man, I'm so envious. What have you been up to then, Carter?
Hi, Titan. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. I done some of the CG last week. Got blown up for 5 minutes after being in the bed. But then I teamed up with Spider. Who else was it? Was it Nigel? Nigel was with us as well. We did a few combat missions. And we also did some material search on a planet, looking for ammonia and stuff. And that's it really. I haven't really done a lot this week. I haven't been on, to be fair, but with work and stuff.
What did the CG involve? I kind of missed that.
Well, it was one of the bounty hunting. We had to get bounties and hand them in. So we just flew into a high-res zone, selected a target, see if he was wanted, and then destroyed him.
Yeah, it's important to make sure that they're wanted. Did you guys get a payout for that then? Has that CG concluded?
Yes, that one is finished. There's a new one out now, where you got to collect Thargoid stuff, like the black box and stuff.
All right.
And then there's another bounty one as well.
Another one. I'm just looking at your chat there, Cartel, and Titan Thor is saying, I'm back in the bubble. Just ask Spider how I did it. Spider, how did Titan get from all the way out near I am, near where I am?
Wait. Oh, wait. See, I'm not recollecting this really clearly.
Oh, just make something up. People can't hear him. Just make something up.
Oh, he kissed a star. That did not turn out well.
He kissed a star. All right.
He kissed a star. Man. The Sidewinder
and
route.
It did not turn out well, so he took the rebuy home.
Oh, man. See that? I'm not the only one to take the route home.
Am I the last one standing?
You are, Dizzy. You are.
Wow, man.
You can do it, man. You can do it.
That's so depressing.
I feel bad for him because he lost a lot of card data. That was an expensive mishap. That had to have been gut-wrenching.
Yeah, because he was on his way back probably.
Yes, he was. And I made 28 million in cart data rushing to Colonia. I can't imagine what he did taking his time all the way to Sagittarius A.
Ah, neither can I.
So Titan, we're gutted for you, mate.
Yeah, you and me both. Wow. And just to a side note, hi, Mrs. Agatha. Welcome to the stream.
Hi, Agatha.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. I mean, what I've been up to is if you tuned in last week, status quo remains unchanged. I'm still jumping and honking. You like that, Cartel, huh? Jumping and honking, refueling. But I'm finding some pretty cool things. Found 2 water worlds orbiting each other. Thought that was cool.
Oh, awesome.
I've now come across 2 Earth-like worlds, which I've captured to somehow feature in the Epic Voyage series. And yeah, things like Titan Thor's story really do scare me. When I was prepping for the podcast today, if you're looking at my stream right now, you'll see I'm kind of sitting on a planet and my camera's just looking at the rings. So I kind of I've been on this planet since I last live streamed, not the live stream we did, but the one I did yesterday. This is a whole new planet from last week, guys. And so I'm driving along, and my whole thing shuts down. My power plant goes offline, and I've got like 4 minutes of atmosphere, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm in the middle of nowhere. I do not need this. I don't want to end up back in the bubble with the rebuy costs and no money left. I'm trying to figure out. I'm going nuts. We're down to a minute and a half. I just do not understand. Why do I not have power? I'm looking at the limited modules, and there's absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever. And then I glance down at fuel. Yes, the fuel in my buggy has gone. And then I remembered I got a 25% warning last time I logged into the game, which I think was last night or the night before. And I thought to myself, I must sort that, and I didn't. So quick refuel, and good to go. Whew, so it's stuff like that makes me really nervous. So I'm really sorry to hear that, Titan. Very, very, very sorry. That's not going to happen to me. I'm just saying. I've brushed with death so many times now. I've had my power plant fail in the cone of a neutron star. It's been one hell of a nail-biting thing, and it's the data. I've been traveling so far that, yeah, losing the data would be catastrophic. Amongst everything else, it's that data. So no, that cannot happen. That will not happen. And Malcolm, welcome to the stream. I can't really think of anything else I've been up to. Whatever, we'll put the question to our peeps tuning in. What have you guys all been up to? We can come back to that in a bit, I guess. Any other news or anything you guys want to bring up?
Well, I came across when I was doing some research a thing called the Colonial Initiative.
Ooh.
Right, and I'll read it. If you don't mind, I'm going to read a bit out now.
Oh, do.
To explain what it is, so hopefully we can understand it.
Can you read it in a voice, like a Sean Connery voice, or do you do different voices when you read, or?
No, I don't.
I've got a really good one.
Oh, yeah, a really good one.
I've got a really
so I'm
good
going to pretend to be somebody else.
You don't have to, but you know it's what the listeners want. It's what the listeners
we'll
want.
Give it some In order to expand our existing population, we are inviting collectives of players to apply for a migration pass. To apply for a pass, you must simply fill out this application. Tell us the name of your new faction that you wish to set up, and enter contact details of the person registering the collective. The Colonial Expansion Initiative will begin on December the 1st. This initiative is open to all commanders, whether you are a registered group, such as the Hutton Truckers, or a new collective of people. You are encouraged to take an application after initial approval. Your submission will be added to the list of potential factions in Colonia, and we will start a galaxy-wide request for resources in order to create these factions. And commanders are invited to pledge their support for these desired factions through a Visa group site. That's basically what this is.
Well, doesn't he have to do it in a voice though?
Yeah.
I'll try.
Fair play. So that's an interesting concept. Is that something you think we should take part of as part of Dangerous Talk? Sorry.
Well, I was thinking that because personally, I'm heading to Colonia anyway in December. So I'm thinking if I could put adopt a rock agency towards this and go out there anyway, it just might mean I might have to stay out there, which I'm a bit unsure about at the moment.
I'll come visit you.
Yeah. Well, it depends what's out there, because there's no point going out there. There's no missions to run. There's no equipment to buy. Do you know what I mean? So, like,
Well, yeah,
in the long run it'll be fixed, but in the short term it might not be.
that's it. So, do you have to hang out there long as part of the application process, or is that just something you wanted to do?
I think you create a faction up, so adopt the rock agency could become a faction in Colonia and the surrounding area. And you get given a station on a planet. So you would have to stay out there to be able to rep up for your faction.
Got you. Well, then
I think it's a permanent move that I'm expecting people to do.
Yeah, we'd all have to come out there then, at some point. I like it. I'd like to have my own station. Who wouldn't?
That'd be cool. Because I think they're trying to create two bubbles. And they're trying to make Colonia a major bubble rather than just an outpost.
Alright, I like that.
So if everybody's quite happy for me to do it, I will put Adopt a Rock forward.
Oh, I'm absolutely thrilled to bits. I say do it.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
Let's get Adopt a Rock on the map, guys. I mean, we've done a lot of talking about Adopt a Rock, but we've not... You get what I'm saying here. We should totally adopt a rock. Guys, you see a rock? It's on its own. Adopt that rock. .com. What do I have here? Okay, so I'm trying to think. I seen an interesting tidbit. I was kind of browsing Reddit as I do. I like to keep informed about Elite Dangerous, but there's not really much coming out on Elite Dangerous, but for the moment, because we've all heard the upcoming stuff from last week. But I found a nice... when in regards to engineering and your FSD drive and people engineering it. Okay, so you can engineer it for range, but some people can engineer it for, is it charge? I think it is. I'm just trying to find it there. Am I thinking of the right one, guys? Do you know engineering by charge?
Fast charge. It's good for getting away when you're a bounty hunter or pirating. I shouldn't have said bounty hunter, pirating, things like that. So it'll spool up quick and get you gone.
Yeah, it just means it boots up quicker than that.
Right. Yeah, it was someone who was pointing it out, and it was quite interesting how many people didn't know this. And by the way, hands up, myself included. They were referencing the faster boot sequence. And a lot of people, including the original poster, had spent a bit of time engineering the faster boot sequence and sorted it out, and they left and they started charging up the main shift drive, and they started timing it to work out the differences, and apparently there was no difference. So much so that the following questions ensued, and I thought they were very well articulated. So when I open up my outfitting, it tells me that my boot time is 3 seconds. However, in every instance that I have tried, it took more than 3 seconds to boot. What follows are a series of questions. This upgrade seems to have no effect. Why? The upgrade has no effect in Supercruise. Why? Are seconds longer in space due to some sort of time dilation? Are seconds longer in the UK compared to North America? Is Farseer known to lie through her teeth? Is this a feature? And is the outfitting menu system known to lie through its metaphorical teeth? Is this a feature? So this all came, of course, because I never really considered it, but it's the difference between the faster boot sequence and the faster charge sequence. And I would be guilty as well for making the mistake of confusing the two. Faster boot sequence, it turns out, when you do a bit more digging, which I did not do the digging, nor will I take credit for. I just read the thread. When you do a bit of digging, you find out that the faster boot sequence is when your FSD goes offline. So, I don't know, if you run into the Thargoids and they interdict you and they knock your FSD offline, when it's bringing it back online, you're increasing how quickly that can come back online. You're not increasing, when you hit the frameshift drive charge, you're not touching that at all. That's the mix-up between the two. So I was curious.
I suppose that would also apply with your module settings, where you've got your frameshift drive on priority 4.
That's it.
And it's not given power. So it needs to reboot. Gotcha.
That's it. That was the example that was actually given, was some people, especially when they're trying to manage, when they've got like these massive builds of smaller ships and they're trying to manage power, they'll put the FSD on 4, like you said. So if there's a problem with power output, the weapons will get priority and the FSD will shut down. But if you need to, nice. I have never done it yet. So if you need to switch back quickly for a fast escape because things aren't going your way, then you'll want this. But you want the faster boot sequence. But if you're looking for an actual faster boot in terms of booting the frameshift drive up to travel, you want to look at charge time and not faster boot sequence. I thought that was an interesting tidbit, so I thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was something else, but it's not really worth talking about yet because it's very cryptic. But there was a post I spotted and I went looking for more info and I couldn't find it. The post was based on Ed Cryptic's talk during the live stream yesterday, and yesterday as in yesterday. Within the next week, something new is going to happen. So I don't know what it is. And on November 16th, someone is supposed to be on the live stream for a discussion of something new that would have then occurred. So how big of something remains to be seen, though. So there's potentially something about to happen in game tomorrow, or something like that, and we will be told next week what happened. So that's very cryptic.
We will witness what happened. We won't have to wait to be told next week.
Well, you think
Hopefully
that,
I will find out personally tomorrow morning.
I hope so as well. I mean, with Cartel, you say that, but then you forget I'm out here. I'm not going to witness anything.
Yeah, that's true. Depends where you are.
Yeah, I'm relying on you guys for news and info. Hang on, I got to fix my camera there. It looks horrible.
I know it doesn't help, but I will send pics.
Oh, thanks. Biologist Bacon, salutes to you too, Commander. Welcome to the live stream. How's it going, buddy? Yes, please do send pics. I never thought I'd hear myself uttering that on the internet. And the final one is, I thought this was quite funny as well. It's about the job market. It was a very entertaining post on Reddit. I'm going to say again, just for clarity, guys, these are not my posts. I'm simply reading them. So credit to the posters, whose names I didn't capture. I just took the actual post themselves. But so in regards to the jobs market on Elite Dangerous, and this is something to think about and maybe a discussion we can go into. Yesterday I took a contract to hunt down a pirate lord. He was flying a Furtherlance. I found him. We had some good combat, but in the end I came out the victor. My employer paid me 250,000 credits for the job. At the same station, I take a planetary scan job, where I'm basically an interstellar IT guy hired to go and fix a space router on a remote planet. I go down, I flip the big switch in the space router off and on again, and I make a cool 2 million credits. Guess my degree in space computer science has paid off. That's actually quite interesting in terms of the job market for Elite Dangerous. You would think that chasing down this badass pirate lord in his Furtherlance and battling it out for God knows how long, you would expect that to pay better than landing on a planet just off the station and turning off and on a router and getting a cool 2 million, which, by the way, I have no objections to getting a cool 2 million for anything. I just think it's very interesting.
To be fair, as well, I've made most of my money in the game from doing passenger missions, because they pay more than everything else that I was trying to do at the time.
Passenger, yeah, absolutely.
And I personally rank ground myself all the way up to my Clipper with almost exclusively surface scan missions out of Cubio. Lots and lots of money doing it, and it doesn't make sense. The economy sometimes doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. Mine were data missions between two stations. That's how I originally got my Anaconda. The Donager one, God rest her soul. Yeah, those were fun times. But yeah, you're right. It makes absolutely no sense. The same data mission to the same station. One could be paying 50, 60,000 credits. The other's paying 900,000 credits.
Yeah, so maybe they need to relook at the missions and rebalance it a bit. So, if it is a bit more dangerous, then they should pay more.
Actually, an interesting point here. Okay, so Biologist Bacon. Well, he said three things. One is I saw a Thargoid. Kudos, that's awesome. 2, it's gone and killed me. Sorry about that, buddy. And 3. The overpay, so he's referring to the missions and the job economy, the overpay might actually be an encouragement to buy Horizons. maybe there's something to that.
Buy whose items?
To
Sorry,
buy
I don't understand.
to buy Horizons, the DLC pack.
I like that theory.
Yeah, it's like you go to a station, you don't own Horizons, you see all these missions, and you see one for 2, 3, 4 million, and you're like, oh man, if only I had Horizons. Which actually I heard just came off sale. It was on sale for 50% off, and it just came off again. So if you missed it, sorry, I just found out today when it ended. But apparently there's speculation there will be another 50% off Horizons in the run-up to Christmas.
Well, so you said it could be encouraging people to get Horizons because it pays them.
But
So like an investment thing.
yeah, I mean, it's not beyond the scope. As a game developer,
No,
I
to be fair, you need Horizons to appreciate the full depth of the game. You know?
but I could counter and say you need a PC to to experience the full depth of the game,
Yeah, well,
or at least to
yeah.
appreciate it. But no, absolutely. I mean, I bought the game with Horizon, so I have no idea. I've never had to play it without.
Yeah, I did as well.
And even at full price, the value you get out of this game, you can hardly go wrong. And to be able to get it 50% off, it's quite an incentive. And it
Absolutely.
doesn't hurt to see that mission board and think, boy, I could get $2 million for that mission.
Piece of cake, a cool 2 million. Do a few missions like that and you're sorted. Because it does seem to be more credit based. I mean, it doesn't seem to attract you in terms of rep, because you're getting about the same rep. So it's not like the game's not kind of trying to throw you ahead in that sense, but the credits are there. It revolves around biological materials, scarcity. All right, I like the principle of scarcity. The elite economy he's referring to. I forgot to request docking. I went out and forgot again. Ouch. So Bacon's forgot to request docking. He's gone into a station, forgot to request it again. Yeah, you gotta remember to request docking, man. That's important. Whew.
And some people forget when to go through the hole. And they think, oh, I've got to go stock and done this spider.
I do fine unless I'm in party chat.
When he gets distracted, he normally forgets.
What's worse is when you know everybody's watching and you approach that station so smooth.
Yeah.
Just
I
have
feel
to
so
back
good
out
about
like a
going in the
maniac.
hole and you think, damn, I forgot to.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Ah well, it
I
happens.
turned my docking computer off last week.
Congratulations.
So
I'm looking
no
forward
longer
to that.
using.
Turning off your docking computer is the first step to selling it. You're making progress.
I'd never sell my docking computer. Darn thing's too handy.
Yeah.
It
I
is.
just don't use it anymore. I'm trying to dock manually all the time.
It should be much handier to dock with the HOTUS, I'd imagine. I got the HOTUS while I was out here, so I've not had the privilege of docking in a station with it just yet. But I am looking forward to it. I don't think it'll be my first docking maneuver when I get back from the bubble, though, with all my data. I think I'll be relying on the docking computer just to get me down and get that data sold. Then I can play around. But not before. And that is, again, because I am getting back. This camera just moves all by itself.
Be a little out of practice. That sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah, I think so.
Nothing more gut wrenching than blowing it all right at the station.
Oh, in front of everyone and open.
Yeah. They're going, who's this idiot trying to land it?
All right.
Well,
wow.
Is there anything else going on in that world? Then?
Just trying to think. I mean, in terms of news, I'm really annoyed that, well, the game is what it is. I mean, news is going to come out at a very slow rate. So not too much in that sense. We did get, I'm quite happy with how episode 1 went, though. I mean, we did get some nice feedback from episode 1. Me and Cartel, Spider just pointed it out to us before we went live, but me and Cartel have been beaming with positive feedback from Twitter. So for all of you guys on Twitter who've been giving us that thumbs up, thank you so much. It means a lot to us. We're
Really
also
appreciate it. Thank you.
very much so. We're also very much open to criticism, guys. We'd like to know what you guys think in terms of what you would like to see us do next. What different components you'd like to see us add to this or take away from this. Are you even interested in what Cartel did last week? I mean, is that something that interests you? Random targeting.
Yeah, cheers, man.
got a nice bit of feedback too from Caster. He hit me up on the YouTube channel. It was just, hello Digi. To add to your debate about crossplay, our discussion on crossplay, crossing the Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, which is something that Cartel is going on an expedition for. He's leaving in December and arriving at Beagle Point in January. And I might leave in January and beat him there. We'll see.
Yeah, because you are closer than me.
I'll be back first. I'm going to come back. I'm on my way back. It's just I'll neutron highway the whole way there.
All right, cool. Well, you've got to be at Beagle Point for January the 7th. That's the date. And I just shared the link in my chat if anybody wants to sign up for the expedition.
So there you go. That's the expedition, guys. So the feedback was, hello Digi, to add to the debate about crossplay, I personally believe the fears of PC players and Xbox players overpowering PS4 players are unfounded, since they're solo and private servers to find safety in. So, okay, I'll stop at that part of the feedback. So there's solo and private servers to find safety in. So if you're a PS4 player and the PC and the Xbox players are dominating you, you can hide out in a solo or a private server. With that, I absolutely agree with. I personally don't think, and I hadn't picked a side either way in this, but I personally don't think that would be fair in an open environment. I mean, what's the point in enabling crossplay between Xbox, PC, and PlayStation if the PlayStation players are going to play in private groups? There's not really crossplay then, so to speak. But we keep going.
But surely you could do crossplay on a private server.
Oh, that's an interesting concept.
Like we
actually.
do now, I invited you guys onto my server so we can play together. So when you do crossplay, you should be able to invite Xbox and PC players onto your server as well.
I mean, I'm all for it personally. I just like the argument. Also, PS4 player base did exploit the hell out of Quince. Yeah, they did. So the credit gap isn't there, though. Yes, the experience gap is. And I would personally welcome crossplay. And anyway, great content. It's like listening to talkback radio while I'm out gathering exploration data. Fantastic feedback, man. And thank you so much. And you see, I don't have a preference. I mean, provided I can get on with my style. You're right. If I don't like it, if I go into open and I don't like what's happening, I can go to solo. That's my choice. I can go to private. So I honestly don't mind what happens. So I'm pro crossplay for that exact reason, because if there's people in the PlayStation community, the Xbox community, and the PC community that really want to see that happen and they all want to play with each other, then I think that shouldn't be ruined because of, as you said, a few people who are a little worried that maybe Xbox or PC players will dominate. Another thing about PC players and Xbox players, I mean, I don't know who's who, but from reading the Reddit before we came online with PS4 and after, I mean, those guys are a great bunch of guys. You know, they're all very helpful, and I think there's probably more pirates on the PS4 than the PC at this point. I don't know. So I'd be all for it in that sense. And thank you so much for your feedback, man. It's much obliged.
Yeah, I'd be up for it as well, because I think, like you said, there's a really great community. Even through our YouTube days, talking to people, we've got PC friends who come in and watch us. We've got some Xbox friends who come in and watch us. And they all want to fly with us. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it'd be good if we could fly with you guys. Do you know what I mean? So, the community wants that, to be fair. We all want to fly together.
With being able to affect the background simulation from all platforms, and everybody already in groups together outside of the platforms, this is one of those games that we almost need to be together on. We're almost there.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
I believe it's a good candidate for it as well, because we're not going to have the same issues affecting with frame rates and being able to adjust graphics to gain advantage. That's
a fair point, and I like the point Cartel made specifically, and from a selfish perspective for me as well, that as Cartel and myself try to build small communities around our channel and our brand, we come across people, not just PlayStation players, but Xbox players and PC players, and it's the first question we ever get when someone new comes across our channel. They're like, so what console are you playing on? Sorry, what platform are you playing on? And we're like, PlayStation 4. And some are like, oh cool, we're PlayStation 4 as well. So we all end up in a party chat at some point, and we get to know our community, and it's fantastic because we have an absolutely brilliant bunch of people, and everyone's just so enjoyable. But then you have the people who are Xbox and PC, and we don't get that same level of interaction with them that we'd love to have. And even Cartel's idea for the Adopt a Rock station of ours, it would be great if, irrelevant of platform, we could all gather around such an idea. So that's why I'm pro. And do you know what? If PC players start showing up kicking my ass, I'll jump onto my private server and I'll go.
Exactly. It's your choice. You don't have to stay in open play there.
Yeah, I'll find something to exploit, and I'll get some really good ships, and I'll be back. I'll be back. So I'm pro. And sounds like Spider's pro.
I'm pro as well.
Well, you're so pro, you're flying out to Beagle Point, for God's sake. Are you going as well, Spider, with him to Beagle?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Are you leaving in November or in December as well?
I will probably leave about 3 days after I should, so probably late, yeah. If I give myself too much time, I'll get bored doing it. I need to make sure that I rush out there so I can stay where the action is and have fun until it's time to go.
Yeah, that's it exactly. I mean, I'm hoping, praying, I want to do multiple configurations to my Anaconda, but I'm hoping to get it up to like 50, 60 light year jump capability for the Beagle Point expedition, and then that combined with the Neutron is what, 240 light year jumps at a time? I should be there in no time. That's the plan.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the next month around the bubble. And then a week before December, I'm going to get in my Asp Explorer and get that engineered as much as I can. And then when she's ready, I want to take her out. But if I get this fast ticket from what I read is, I got a feeling they put you in Colonia as a visa, so they automatically put you there. I think. Read between the lines.
That could be interesting. It could be good and bad.
So I think if you get a visa, they place you there to get set up and work out around it.
Oh, I hope so. That would be awesome, actually. That's exactly what we need. I'll just say as well, real quick, because we should be saying this more often, guys. If you're just joining the stream right now, either on DigiDoes Gaming or at SB Cartel 99, welcome to the LiveCast, which is the 60 to 90 minute cast that we do every week. Just the three of us hanging out, discussing all things Elite Dangerous with you, the magnificent viewers. We then put up an audio version. The podcast goes up on a Sunday. So if you are chilling out there, jump in and join the discussion. It's highly encouraged. What do you think of the game? What do you think of the live cast? Where do you think things are going? What are you up to? What do you plan on being up to? And are you going to Beagle Point for the January meetup? Those are my questions. Sorry, back to you guys.
That's all good, man. Appreciate everybody that watches and takes part. Not just for the podcast, but every night that me and you stream. It's appreciated. All the following we get, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So thank you to you guys for all your support. It means a lot.
Oh, by the way, Twitter feedback, and thank you to the user. I was trying to pull you up there. I'm going to find your name later and credit you. I was corrected on something I said last week. I kept, in reference to black holes, I kept saying excretion disk. When you think about it, it's kind of silly because the only thing a black hole excretes is gamma rays. It's an accretion disk, so I'm going to correct. Well, I've been corrected, and I'm now putting that correction forward. My apologies to anyone who took that terminology and then went out having discussions with their friends using excretion disk instead of accretion. I take full responsibility.
No, but that's what's so great about the community, because normally nobody would bother, but because the community is that great, somebody has approached us and said, look, you did say the right thing, but they just chose the wrong word. So they knew what you meant, but just worded it wrong.
That's it. That's it, so exactly.
It's great.
And it was a lovely, friendly correction. Biologist Bacon, of course, coming back to our previous topic on crossplay, was saying if I was on PS4, I would tag along. And I'm sure, Cartel, is that trip a PS4 only trip?
Is open to everybody. Xbox, PC, and PS4.
There you go. The whole point of the trip itself is to show the developers that there is support to a crossplay. between all three platforms. So there is a PS4 expedition heading out. There's also an Xbox expedition heading out, and a PC expedition heading out. So there'll be a bunch of people out there, roughly the same spot, on all three platforms. We won't be able to interact with each other, which is what makes things sad. And I guess also the whole point of the exercise. Look how sad this is that we've all travelled here and we can't interact with each
there's
other.
going to be like 30 or 40 people at this one place. We can't play the game.
Mrs. Agatha asks, there's a difference in terms of... Okay, that's a very broad question, so I'm going to try and just go with the basics. There's a difference if you're playing on PS4 versus Xbox versus PC. The main difference, well, if you're on PC, there's a massive difference in terms of, well, sheer graphics. But putting all that aside, the difference is we're all on the same game. We're all, I guess, influencing the same universe, but we can't play together. So it's like we're in three different dimensions. And we all still have an influence on each other, but we can't cross-play because the developers... Not the developers, my apologies. The platform owners don't play nice. Specifically Sony and Microsoft.
No, they don't want it to happen yet, do they?
They don't play nice with each other at all.
We're all on different planes of existence, but we still throw our stones in the same pond.
There you go. Oh,
Yeah.
so
But
poetic.
even when you adopt a rock and put your name on it, a PC player could go to that system and find that rock with your name on it.
Exactly.
No matter what platform you're on.
And if we both fly out to that same rock at the same time, we won't even see each other. But we're both there.
Yeah.
At the rock. Adopt a rock. Gotta
rock,
adopt the
rock,
rock. You
rock,
gotta
rock.
adopt the rock. Agatha said... Oh, hang on. Biologist. So the question for Cartel. When does the expedition take place?
I'll put the link up 1 second. I'll read the details. Well, I'll put the link up in my channel. The starting date is November the 7th. And it starts from Seoul. And you have to arrive on January the 7th at Beagle Point. At the moment, there are 34 people registered on the EDSM site.
So there you go.
Total distance is 65,000 light-years.
Whew. And I thought Sagittarius A was bad. This is worse. But yeah, so it's a departure on November.
So is that okay for him? So is that okay?
Yeah.
Do you need any more info?
Fire back if you have any more questions. See, I can't get into Seoul.
Yeah, but what I've been told is, because I'm on PS4 and I can't get into Seoul either. All I've been told is, as long as you're at Beagle Point for January the 7th, that's all that matters. It's up to you how you get there.
Yeah, exactly. So
Just be at Beagle Point on January the 7th.
yeah, the Seoul comment makes sense to me now because that's the departure point. Yeah, you don't have to depart with everyone else. I mean, departure leaves November 7th, but as Cartel said, he's not leaving until December. And Spider will probably leave 3 days after, and I'll probably leave towards the end, or probably in January, and I'll probably pull 1 or 2 all-nighters to get myself up there as best I can, because I have some plans for engineering. But so, as he says, as long as you arrive at your destination by November 7th, then it should be a lot of fun and games, if nothing else. Let me do that in my other voice. It should be a lot of fun and games, if nothing else. Agatha, between the accretion and the other word, excuse my spelling. Oh, right, okay. Sorry, okay, so now I'm putting your questions together. There's a difference, question mark, there's a difference between accretion and excretion? Sure. So to excrete is, well, I guess we excrete bodily fluids every day. So yeah, excretion would imply that the black hole is excreting something, whereas the accretion disk is actually revolving around the black hole and heading into it rather than out of it. So the black hole is not excreting the disk, i.e. pushing it out away from itself, it's taking it in. It's an accretion disk. If that makes sense. Sorry, it's sometimes I have to get it right in my head first. Biologist Bacon. Okay. Can I get the link to register? Cartel's put it on his channel there. Hang on, I'll have the bot put up Cartel's channel details. If that works.
Yeah, I'll put it back up if he's on my channel.
Oh, that didn't work, man. I think it works like that. Agatha, I see. Thank you for the explanation. You're welcome. Happy to help. We're here to figure it out. Hang on, I'll see if I can grab the link there for you, because that's not working. So, any other questions floating around, guys? You spot anything yourselves? I just wish there was more news coming out in the game.
Yeah, there's not much going on at the minute, really, is it?
One question.
I know Spider found some new stations in Maya.
Yeah.
So what's this Aegis platform? Anybody know?
I don't. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. What is
Spider? Do you know what it was?
Here's what happened, and I don't have any further information. I probably could have looked it up, but I'd rather find it out myself sometimes. When I got there and scanned it, I was attacked by a system authority vessels. I tried this 3 times. One time I was attacked for merely hanging around it, so they're protecting it. And one of the message I even got was, "We don't allow any snooping around here." It was something to that effect. They said I was snooping. So I didn't get to hang around very much and get a whole lot of information, because you get too close or you stay too long, or you scan it and you get attacked by system authority vessels, which were Aegis Group authority vessels.
Yeah, because I know Obsidian Ants put a video on saying the Aegis friend or foe. I haven't had a chance to watch the video yet. So I suggest people want to know, then go and check Obsidian Ants video out, and I'll give you some information on that.
Considering my experience, I wouldn't be able to tell you if they were friend or foe either.
Yeah, it's a video I have to watch.
So why do we got these new stations appearing now? What do you think's happening there?
I'm wondering if it's related to that thing I seen where something's about to drop in the next day or two. They said something's about to happen, and some stations have just magically appeared. Does anyone on our chat, either chat, have any idea what's going on with these stations, or seen or read anything? By the way, Biologist Bacon says it sounds great, and he's going to register for the Beagle Point expedition. Fantastic.
Oh, awesome, man. Welcome to the expedition, awesome. All the merrier. Thank you.
Thank you indeed. We look forward to meet. Well, man, crossplay, man. I was going to say we look forward to.
That's also annoying. People want to play together. So like, let's make it happen.
Or as you said earlier, I wouldn't mind. You know what? Keep open, separate, and create the ability for private server crossplay. You know, I'd take it.
Yeah.
At least we know it would be a step in the right direction. Eggplant
but then
Apocalypse.
You can make friends with people and then invite them into your server and then to play together. If they do end up being an idiot and start killing you, you also can kick them.
That's true. Eggplant Apocalypse wants to know, and welcome Eggplant, by the way, where are these stations? So back to you, Spider.
Yes. Oh boy. Let me see if I can get my map open. Asterope was one of them. Was one of the systems. I may be able to sort this out really quick for you. Asterope was one of the systems. I also, while I'm looking for this, I recalled something interesting about these systems. They were all controlled by the Aegis Research faction. So they are Aegis stations.
So that's interesting then. So there's something going on with the Aegis, but nobody knows who they are at the moment.
Yes.
So could they, this me thinking outside the box, could they be the other faction that we're expecting to land and be worse than the Thargoids? Just point it out there, don't know.
And will the Thargoids be assisting us?
Yeah, because we always presume that if there was another faction coming, they would be Thargoids as well. But what if they're not? What if they're this Aegis that's just starting to appear?
Perhaps. Spider, question for you. How do you spell the system name?
Asterope is Asterope.
There. Miss Agatha has a question for Cartel. I say Cartel amusingly. Cartel. She doesn't say Cartel, but this is for you.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Please explain how the circular map works on the flight panel of your ship. Is the ship the center, and everything above and below and side to side shown as the ship goes through? So because I'm not in my ship, so I can't do that.
Right, you got your radar with the triangle at the front of your radar. Everything in that triangle is in front of you. So if you get like dots on it, you can move around. As long as the dots in that triangle in the front of the radar, that means it should be in front of you, ship-wise. That makes sense.
Yeah,
so I think that triangle is your field of view.
Yeah, pretty much. I think so. On that, I can't think of the word right now. But yeah, and then we can. It's a little bit more intelligent again that when we get contacts like other people around us, they're going to be other triangles. And I think if they're squares, that means they're an actual real life person and someone you should be cautious of, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think white squares are us and players. I think because the yellow squares are NPCs. And if it's a bad guys, you're only a red square.
If that makes okay.
And I know there's another square which is a hollow. I'm not sure what that one is.
Yeah. Hollow squares, live players.
Aha, right. I'm picking up.
So there's a solid square with fleet player. You do get a solid white square. So the chat could help us with that if you know.
Yeah, we're all learning as we go. That's another beautiful thing I love, especially when I'm live streaming. There's I'm going to call what we're doing now so I can differentiate this going forward. We're going to call this live casting, and live streaming is when I'm not doing this. So I love when I'm live casting, the mix of people that come in and keep me company, and we have a great chat. There's some people who are interested in the game. There's some people who are just starting out and who see me as someone with a wealth of knowledge, which I'm not. And then you have people with a wealth of knowledge who've been playing on the PC who keep jumping in to check on my progress and to give me tips and advice. And that's kind of how we're all learning. Biologist, by the way, says, I guess he's referring to Big Point, says that's exciting. And I guess he's really looking forward to it. Graham, going back to what the hell is going up next, in terms perhaps of the stations that Spider has been coming across, says could be the Guardians. Now, a lot of you guys know the lore behind Elite Dangerous and whatnot. I do not. So people keep mentioning the Guardians. Can someone explain what they are to me? Because the only Guardians I know is the Guardians that kill you in Halo if you get outside of the map, and the Guardians in Destiny, funnily enough, also made by the same company. What's the deal with the Guardians in Elite Dangerous?
I've got a couple of feedbacks from the question I asked about the radar. Apparently the white square is a frame shift link, or like cargo and stuff. A triangle is weapons out, and a hollow is a player.
Ah, hollow's the player. Okay, that makes sense.
So thank you for that, chat. Appreciate it.
I have limited experience with the Guardians, just what I've come across following the breadcrumbs that they leave for you, scanning things. There are several sites that you can visit regarding the Guardians. They were a competitor and enemy to the Thargoids. If you are carrying any kind of Guardian technology, when you are encountered by a Thargoid, they immediately open fire. But that's about as far as I've gotten in the game with it so far.
So we just know that they're a race, but we know nothing about them.
Yes.
All right.
Somebody else may be able to help because they've come across.
Well, I know in the update they're bringing out in January to March, whatever it is.
Oh, I can't
They
wait.
are bringing in more information about the Guardians, like the backstory and stuff, I think.
I might take a little side project and go and look at what's been gathered so far. Everything, and piece it together, and then do an audio cast on that alone someday, just for laughs and giggles.
Well, Plamola has just said that guardians are believed to be an extinct humanoid species.
Oh,
Which would be
goody.
very interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, we can get all the lore guys, and we can. I mean, we know Cartel's really good with voices now, so we could totally like voice the whole thing.
Concerning the
Well,
new
I only
stations,
need 10 more subscribers and I'll be singing to them.
with the new stations in the Pallades system, if anyone is interested in finding them fast, use the EDDB and do a search for Sidewinders in Maya, and you will get all of the new stations, because all of the new orbitals have shipyards. Yay.
There you go. That would help. I'm just going to drive along nice and slowly here. Cool. A quick ED questioning. I want to repair my hull and canopy on the way to Beagle Point, and I heard you can use repair limpets, but I'm not sure how. So you want to repair your hull. You want to repair your hull and canopy. Okay. I
wasn't sure you could repair your hull, could you?
You can.
Somebody has to do it for you.
You can repair your canopy anyway, can't you? Through the
You can, yes. Yeah.
Right, so canopy's not a problem. I'll go back to that question in a few minutes. I'll recall my ship and I'll go to orbit and I'll show you, or maybe I can do it on planet. So I'll come back to that when my ship arrives. Eggplant, thank you. I'll head out. Agatha, okay, because one can see the planets flying through it. Oh yeah, so the radar will show you the planets as well, stars, all sorts of stuff like that. Very handy. Radar's very handy, as we learned from the Epic Voyage series with the destruction of my original Anaconda. Radar's very important. Okay, sorry, I'm getting feedback as well. Sorry about the radar thing. I'm just trying to catch up in the chat. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so
just had a funny comment of Plamola.
Go for it.
He said his cartel singing was probably the reason the Guardians went extinct.
Ooh, that's mean.
And Agatha's asking if I decided what I'm singing yet.
I
have decided what I'm singing.
I thought the community was deciding that, no? There she is, guys, up ahead on my stream. There's the Donager 2. She's ready. We'll check that out in a minute. I'm just going to stare at it for a minute while I try and catch up with these comments. So, Biologist said, a hollow square is a player and a non-hollow is an NPC. Okay, so cool. So we're getting the same thing. Nice one. Graham says, the Thargoids are afraid of the Guardians. Ho-ho! Oh, I like the way they threw the Thargoids at us first then, because the Thargoids are instilling fear in some players. I mean, I can't wait. I still haven't had a single encounter, but I'm not likely to out here. I really want to get back and have an encounter. But to think that the Thargoids themselves, who are terrifying us, are afraid of the Guardians, you also have to ask yourself, when we get the new engineering, or if we can do it already, I'm not sure because I'm not back, can we make anti-Thargoid weapons yet, or is that something that's coming, guys? No one knows. Okay. Well, when we...
Yes, there are, sorry.
Oh, cool.
There's a Thargoid scanner. There's a missile launcher or something. The CG, three CGs ago, I think it was. They had to gather materials to build these weapons.
Okay, so they're there. Right, so when, like, we're starting to finally get a grasp with the Thargoids, and I say finally, but barely. We still know nothing as to what the hell's going on. And to think that they could then throw something even worse at us while we're still trying to get this sorted, it's kind of exciting. It's so exciting, in fact, we're going to do a little jump. Just to show how excited I was about that whole story. Oh, hull integrity, guys. We shouldn't have done that. We did it. We shouldn't have done it. Alright, I'm going to get ready to demo a repair limpet. I've only used one once, by the way, but I'll do that in a second. Let me just go back to chat real quick. Graham, repair limpet will do your hull. AFM unit will repair the modules. Exactly. The only real thing you're stuck with is the power plant. But yeah, the hull's absolutely fine. Well, I think my hull's at 97, and I don't think I'm parked right here. No, I'm not. Sorry, still getting used to this whole thing. But yeah. So you can definitely do the hull. It's quite easy. And you can actually synthesize the limpets, which is quite handy as well. Where's my square button? There, okay. Board ship. Alright, I'll keep an eye on comments while I'm boarding up there. Biologist, I don't know, I just play the game. Graham, if you get a Guardian relic and find a Thargoid, things get interesting. Yes, Spider's been telling us all about that, actually. Have you found any Guardian relics, Spider, and then encountered a Thargoid? Or is that just something you happen to be aware of?
It was just something I happened to be aware of. The first time I find one, I'm going to jump into a Sideliner and go meet a Thargoid.
Ah. Alright, so, you know, it's going to take me a while. If you go into synthesis, this is where you can synthesize your limpets. Now, I don't actually have anything fire grouped on this joypad, I don't think, properly. But if I go to repair limpet controller, oh, maybe I do. I don't know how to go there and do these things, though. So we're going to turn that off and put that on
Yeah,
one,
we can also use AFMs to fix your ship as well.
Yeah.
AFM doesn't repair hull damage, does it?
No.
Yeah. Just to
That
finish,
does your modules like we got fitted.
I don't have my weapons keyed on this new joypad yet, but just to show you, the repair limpet is programmable to your fire controls, just like your lasers and all that kind of stuff. So you just program it to a slot, and when you fire, instead of a weapon firing, a little machine comes out and repairs your hull. That's pretty much it. These things are very handy. And as we said, to repair the actual canopy itself, you'll get under modules, and you just find canopy. And your auto repair unit, assuming you have one, will be able to repair that. There's my canopy.
Just remember, you need to be out of cruise to fix the ship. Yeah.
You definitely want to be out of super cruise if you're going to be messing around with things like frame shift drive. Hint, hint. I've had some disasters. I mean, the first time I repaired my frame shift drive, wouldn't you know it, I was in super cruise because I wasn't thinking ahead to the consequence of shutting down one's frame shift drive when you're in super cruise. Yeah, we took a bit of damage. Not much. Was a lot of fun. Does this work for power plant 2? It does not. The power plant, unfortunately, must stay on at all times. If the power plant goes dead...
You cannot repair it, can you?
Exactly. If the power plant goes dead, there's nothing to power the limpet or to power anything else in the ship at all. So there's no way to repair the power plant, because even to take it offline, you've got no power for repairs. That's a very sad thing. I mean, I'm watching mine like a hawk. Mine's in the 80s.
But couldn't you get another pilot to repair it for you?
Another pilot?
Yeah, so you get another ship with repair limits on it.
Yes. No,
And,
the power
shoot
plant...
at you to repair it. Yeah.
But I don't think that does the power plant. That will only do the hull.
Well, right.
So you still need to... so you can repair each other's hulls, absolutely. But the internal work, you would have to do yourself. And for now, the power plant, you just need... I mean, there's a lot of ways to get around it, theoretically, that people are exploring, and I'm sure the developers will at some point too. There's the whole purchasing in a larger module a backup generator type thing, for example. That is kind
so
of...
it does go down if it's a generator.
Exactly, and it would work kind of like Atmosphere, that it would have a limited charge, and you would need to get the repair done within that time or your ship would blow up. And you could use synthesis and synthesize stuff to get the energy necessary to... And I hate that you have to do that. Like, you would need to synthesize stuff, and that part's easy, to get the energy needed to recharge it for next time. That kind of annoys me with Atmosphere. That, okay, if you take life support offline to repair it, and you've got like 4 minutes of life support, and it takes a minute to repair, and then you bring life support back online, the next time you go offline with it, you've only got 3 minutes left because it hasn't refueled. Even though life support is back running in the ship again, you would think there'd be some way for it to siphon and refill itself. But no, you have to do that yourself. Found that out the long, hard way as well. So yeah, it'd pretty much be the same as that. I don't like that aspect of it, but okay, I can accept it. Elite Dangerous Titan Thor. Oh, you put Elite Dangerous in your name. That's awesome, man. My Conda is not in existence anymore. Hang on, does this go back to your story, Spider? Was that an anaconda? No. Hang on, was this the rescue mission? Guys?
Well, what are you on about? When Titan lost his ship?
Yeah, Titan's just saying his anaconda is not in existence anymore. So,
He was flying his Anaconda, I believe, when he lost it.
Yes, he was.
But that wasn't the refueling mission, no?
No, no.
Okay, that was something else. Oh man,
That was Ash. Sorry, that was Ace. You were trying to refill.
I'm so sorry to hear that, man. I feel you. This is the Doniger 2 for a reason, because I lost the original Doniger. So I understand completely. If it makes you feel better, if that helps to make you feel better. I did lose it. I threw a link up on the channel there. You can actually watch me losing mine, if that makes you feel any better. Didn't Spider...
Well, the video of Ace as well went on as well. You put a video of that on when we tried to rescue Ace.
Sorry,
That's funny to watch as well if you want to look for that.
That would be awesome. I'm trying to go back up because I missed a few of these things. So biologist said there's special missiles, so that's regarding the Thargoids. Biologist is also saying for the expedition there is 141 people currently signed up.
Awesome.
So I missed that. Biologist says, hey, check your synthesis. There are refills extremely cheap. Yep, there are. Elite says, and yeah, Spider, you have some explaining to do on this. Elite Dangerous Titan Tour says, didn't Spider say there was those sun sails so you could repair your power plant? Yeah, Spider, tell us all about that.
Yes, that was mentioned. I
didn't say that. It wasn't me that mentioned sun sails.
I think it was Digi who mentioned
it. Was me.
It was Digi. I knew something you mentioned it. I had heard about it.
Yeah, so the thing with those is, I had a good read on this thread on Reddit, right, about these sun sails and how someone was having difficulty deploying them and how you put them into a slot and how, okay, it's because it's not the weapon slot and all this sort of stuff. I cannot find that thread and I'm starting to think I dreamt it.
You must have.
I wanted too much Star Trek again, yeah.
It's possible, although they didn't feature sun sails on Star Trek, but it could be. I have no idea.
Didn't they do that when collecting the things from the rings of the planet? When you had the Baku on the planet, it was like, always stay jump. What episode was that one? Or what film, sorry?
Yeah, I was about to say, what Star Trek are we talking about?
There's one of the movies where Picard was in. When they were all on the planet, they all felt fitter and younger. And it was all to do with the rings.
Yeah, that wasn't Generations. Wasn't First Contact.
No.
I don't know.
I can't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about. Fair point.
Yeah, but they use the sails to collect the stuff from the rings.
Yeah, okay. That's not what I was thinking of, though. But yeah, okay. I'm going to go and try and find that, again, that thread at least. And at least, maybe I missed the title and it was like speculation or theory or, I don't know. But no one in the thread...
Cool if you could do that.
Yeah, because no one in the thread at any point said, hey, this doesn't exist, or why can't I find this? They were just talking about it, fitting it to the ship.
It's not a purchasable module, that's for sure.
Maybe these are hackers. Deep Space Nine had those sails, says Agatha. Actually, there was an episode where Benjamin Sisko was traveling like the old Majorans used to do back in the day with solar sail. I remember an episode. Yep.
That go awesome.
Biologist, I'm excited for the journey. I'm going to record my POV. Do, please, by all means. Hi, Titan Tour. It's Studio. That's Graham B to Titan. My bad, I shouldn't have read that. I'm looking them up in the forums, says Titan. It's in Deep Space Nine when Sisko's son builds a ship. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, cool. I'm all caught up on chat. What about yours, Cartel? Sorry, guys. You guys are moving faster than I can.
It's same as like saying you can't repair the power plant with AFMs or limpets. Then Markham goes, yeah, Cisco and DS9.
Cisco so DS9, that's the one.
Style.
All right. Do you know what? That's going to be my homework for our next livecast. I'm going to come back with a report. Is it real or isn't it? Where did I see it? Because it wasn't a dream. I'm 90% sure. And we're going to chat then around that whole concept and if it's workable and if you would be willing to sacrifice a medium, I'm going to take a guess at this, a medium weapon slot for a solar sail. Where did I imagine
I
any...
call space
Yeah, but would you really need it?
stations.
Because how many times does your power plant go?
But you see, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking at the same time, of course you would, because the only reason you'd want it is if you were exploring. And you didn't want to come back for a few months or whatever. Then you could, you don't really want to be heavily armed with weaponry like I am right now. And, yeah. Then I would definitely want it, because the power plant's the one thing that makes me nervous when I repair everything else. It's like, oh, now it's
That's the one
92,
thing you can't
now it's
fix,
91. Yeah, exactly. It's the one thing you want to be able to fix, and yet the one thing they don't want you to be able to fix. Interesting.
If the auto field maintenance unit was capacitor based, it would be an easy way to fix it all.
Yeah, so you could self-charge off the sun or something.
The only reason you can't take the power plant offline is because the AMF can't be operated without it.
Maybe if someone tried reversing the polarity of something.
No, but if you could charge the air, like, come up to a sun, charge your AFM up to enough charge to repair your power plant. But you have to be within the sun. Like if you fuel scooping.
Fuel scooping.
No,
Okay.
like if you're fuel scooping off the sun, you need to be in a certain distance.
I'd say even closer. There should be a risk versus reward on it.
Yeah, so you're like burning your ass off while you're scooping stuff
You're
to charge
potential.
your AFM.
That's it, and you need to get the power plant back online to get the hell out of there before you
Before you
overheat
blow up.
and start taking more
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like the concept. Liking the
There we go, we just
concept.
made it. FDevs is our idea. We said it first.
Just logging a patent here right now. If you're from one of the developers and you choose to implement this idea, you must credit us. I want to be in the credits.
Yeah, call the module after us soon.
Yeah.
So KDS or something.
Well, you could just call it the Dangerous module. It's funny that
Yeah,
our
the Dangerous
podcast
module.
shares a similar name to their game. So,
Or the Life in My Pants module.
we're going somewhere new now, it seems. Plamola says on Cartel's chat, you still can't repair the power plant with either AFM or limpets. Just seen that one now. Yeah, I know, it's sad. Or maybe you can. And maybe it wasn't a dream after all. Totally going to look into that, promise. A lot of research to be done, guys.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow then. So that'll be something to talk about next week. If anything does happen between now and next week, just saying it that'll work.
Yeah, I gotta increase the speed at which I'm heading back. Biologist says I'm going to stop at Sagittarius A and Colonia on the way. Well,
Cool, because I'm going to Colonial first, and then from Beagle Point from there. So that'd be awesome.
yeah, there you go. I'll probably go a similar route, or I might hit Colonia on the way back. I'm not sure. Right now, actually, for when I get back moving after the LiveCast, I'm heading to an interesting place that Muddy told me about 2 days ago. It's a system that when you sound off the scanner, the horn, whatever, there's 100, I think, and 17 astronomical objects, which I think the number is right, 117 or 113. So it's the system with the most astronomical objects that's been discovered so far in the whole game. And I'm 200 and something jumps away. It happened to be not too far out of my way on the way back, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. Probably be stuck there for quite a while. And it's been discovered.
Pictures. You have to take pictures.
Happy to take pictures. It's been discovered already, so it's not like I can put my name to anything. But it'll be cool to visit and have a look.
It's one of those things you need to see.
I think so. You need to see that. You need to see Sagittarius A. You need to see our live casts every Friday. And what else?
Well, and if we're streaming, you need to pop in and see us play.
I was gonna say, isn't Digi a streamer or something?
Yeah, I heard that.
Occasionally, I've been known to dabble.
You guys might want to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not very good though, but he does stream quite often.
Well, that's the hot column that'll play.
Quality content. Quality content,
awesome,
guys.
I'm only joking, yeah. Quality content.
Okay.
He's awesome, by the way. Man.
Thank you, my friend. I'm just going to cancel this hack on your channel. All right. Go on.
Yeah, where's the destroy button?
Ah.
You know he's going to shoot me when he's back in the public. You know that.
Hey, cartel over here. Drop wing. Oh no, send me a wing invite, and as you send it, I'll start attacking you. And if you get the upper hand, I'll accept it. Handy. Very handy.
Well, that's the deal then. We've got a dual plan.
Alrighty. Actually, I was asked recently enough.
Expert level combat logging right there.
Oh, it's all planned. I was asked recently, are any of us considering doing some PvP in the game? I was asked on a stream about 2 nights ago. We were talking about doing some CQC as a group in the not too distant future.
Yeah, we were. Well, we haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, we weren't exactly the most keenest in the world. And then it was explained to us that CQC doesn't involve actually destroying our ships, but sets us off with ones that we don't care about. And we thought, hey, that sounds cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. The ship gets destroyed.
They actually give you a ship,
Yeah, because I don't want to bring the Donager into a battle like that. I mean, look how many people would be angry at me afterwards, losing all their ships. It wouldn't be cool. It wouldn't be cool.
So yeah, we'll have to do that one now. We'll have to all jump in.
A CQC night, and if you're on PS4, and again, this is why we're going to Beagle Point, guys, so don't blame me. If you're on PS4, you're more than welcome to join us as we put together a CQC group and dominate. And I say dominate loosely.
Well, I'm wondering if you can wing up in the CQC or you just solo.
Or you can come and watch me dominate. Either one. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In his anaconda.
Pew, 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 pew. How did you get your Donager in here? Pew, 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 pew. Oh, how much fun.
I suck at PvP. I can't even do very good against the NPCs, man.
Oh, hang on, I'm just switching back to your chat now. DS9, okay, we're back in DS9 there. Okay, yeah, we're done. Guys, no one's talking to us anymore. Well,
yeah, the chat's gone quiet. It's all good. Probably just sitting back and listening to us rather than...
That's the point. That's it, exactly.
Exactly. While they're flying and playing, they're listening to the broadcast radio.
That's it, and we don't mind. But it is something, guys, to be aware of that. After we finish the live cast, please, by all means, on the channels themselves, on the videos, leave some comments. If you think of something throughout the week or you're listening to this post-production, I guess, I'll try and sound fancy, drop some comments. Like, literally, what did you think? What did you think? If you think something was unnecessary, we should have gone in a different way, sound off, or anything you want to say, and we will go through the comments on the next episode. And of course, if you're watching these live casts, then by all means, jump in. Or, sorry, if you're listening, feel free to come and watch the live ones. Jump in and get involved. Because this whole thing has been shaped by the community. We're here to host, but you guys are the show, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Malcolm just commented saying he's busy engineering his Corvette.
He's still engineering that. He was engineering that at the start of the live cast. How is he not done?
Was that last week?
Could be.
Get with the program, Malcolm.
Cool, Malcolm. I would love a Corvette. Malcolm's asking a question as well. What's your favourite ship?
Oh, well, mine's the Anaconda. This Anaconda right here. I call it the Donager 2. It's a story you've heard much about, but yes, the Donager 2 is named after the Donager, which is a ship featured in The Expanse, a set of novels and a fantastic TV show. Check that out. That's my favourite ship.
Spider?
Well, no, sorry, last thing for me. If you're from The Expanse crew and you want to get in touch regarding stuff, advertisement, whatever, feel free to reach out. Sorry, go on, Spider.
My favorite ship, that's a toss-up. Between the Clipper and the Python. The Clipper because it is a damn sexy machine, and the Python because it is just outrageously useful.
Python is sexy as hell.
Okay. Yeah, my favourite ship's the Python. You can do anything in it. The only thing that lets it down is the jump range. Because I would love to be in this ship to go to Colonia. The jump range is sucks at the moment.
What would you be flying to Colonia then? You going in an Asp again?
Yes, I will be going to that Asp Explorer back to Chrome.
Okay.
Well, Todd Pucker has said his favourite ships are Beluga.
Beluga.
Paloma's put, can you advertise the upcoming livecast on YouTube? Because he gets reminders from Yamix and Playder hours in advance before they go live. I'm sure we can sort that out.
Very good. I like Thud Pucker because I almost said Orca.
Fair enough. In regards to notifications, I don't see why not. I don't know how yet, but I'll totally sort that, no problem. And we'll get that going. Yeah.
Because I promote it on Twitter on the day.
Yeah, it's the same with me. I put it up on Twitter.
Yeah.
We kind of share each other's posts.
We do, don't we? I posted some. I'll retweet that.
Live events on YouTube, like us. I get reminders. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's totally doable. Yeah, in other news, hang on, just flicking back over. Mrs. Agatha is eating a banana.
No cake this week.
Discuss.
Still waiting for my cake from last week.
Fair. Okay, fair enough. Needs a lot of engineering. He nicks my tuna a lot. Okay. That makes sense. Let me flip back again. Alright, so, I'm not sure what everyone else's ship is. It's on Twitter where I have to look. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Well, I mean, I'll see what I can do with YouTube. A lot of the YouTubers are able to do that because they're connected in through OBS, through capture cards, and they've got PCs attached or whatever, and there's a lot of cool stuff you can do in that sense. Broadcasting out from PlayStation directly makes things a little more difficult, but I'll see what me and my bot Black Box can do about that. So I don't see that being too much of an issue. Or I'll just put up a video. I'll just put up a video saying when it's going to be. Hi, this is Digi. Just a quick public service announcement that tomorrow at exactly 9 p.m. GMT we'll be launching Dangerous Talk.
Yeah, because you see people that do the videos that they do like the holding screen and everything and all that. I want to try and figure out how to do that at some point. Because mine's just rare footage. I don't get any stuff on the screen apart from the game.
Yeah, exactly. And do you know what? This is going to be so much fun as a project to keep doing, and we're going to get more and more comfortable with it, and we're going to do different sections. Different sections. Like the news is only good when there's news, so we need to be able to swap that out with something when there's not. So, and of course, introductions was only good in episode 1, so we'll do different sections. What sections you'd like us to see? What sections you'd like to see? Sorry, when I talk for this long, I just keep going. Then by all means, let us know. I would be quite interested in doing a section on comments alone, and being able to actually put up on screen at some point, and I'm looking into doing that. The different comments that have been left, we'll throw them up and go through them. So then that's more interaction again with you guys. At some point in the future, we could even feature a voicemail where you guys can call a toll-free number and leave a voicemail. We can play them live on the stream.
Like a live phone.
Exactly. What makes voicemail, the concept, beautiful is that we don't listen to them until the show. So it's a surprise to everyone straight up. So that could be an incredible success or a disastrous failure, depending on the caliber of the person leaving said voicemail. But just a few.
It does sound like dangerous talk.
It does sound like dangerous talk. Oh. So that's an idea. So that's 2 different segments. And of course, we're going to split the segments. I don't know, has anyone watching, I was going to say listening or watching now, listen to the audio version of the podcast? We have a nice introducer at the start, and I'm going to use that introducer's voice to do the different segments as well as we go into them, to make it, more professional transition from one to the other. Because right now, we just like talking, and we just kind of head into different things as we go along, with the help of you guys. Did anyone listen to the audio cast, or is this cast just good enough for everyone? I don't know. Giggles. Okay. Miss Agatha, giggles. I can just imagine my voicemail. They would get a cat translator.
Yeah, I can't talk cat, so I won't be much help.
Alright, and Cartel's advertising both our Twitter channels there, guys. So if you want alerts as to upcoming live casts, then just jump on and follow either one of us. You catch me on DigiDoes Gaming. You'll also catch me on www.digidoesgaming.com, where you link to all my different material and my YouTube channel and all my social media and everything else is there, including the subscribe button. So if you have a podcast player on your phone and it's not an iPhone, you can click that button and it will automatically subscribe you. If you're an iPhone, I'm sorry, iTunes takes much longer to get this stuff through, and it's not yet there. We're waiting for someone to actually listen to it and approve it. But when that's there, then that button will also work for iTunes. In fact, it might work for iTunes anyway. I don't think you'll find us in the iTunes store, but if someone has an iPhone, if you can test that out, because I don't, just go to digidosgaming.com, go to the podcast version and just hit the subscribe button at the top. I'd be very, very curious if that auto-loaded in, because theoretically it should. Lamola only watches on YouTube. That's fair enough. There's people who prefer LiveCast. There's people who are podcasty people who like to play the audio while they're playing the game or whatever. I'm a podcasty person myself, which is why I'm so excited about the podcast version. I have all different podcasts from a range of different games and people and sciences and whatever, and I'm all about the podcast. But then again, there's other people who are all about the live cast and they want to kick back and watch whatever we're showing. Cartel, I guess, leaving the dock.
I just changed it. I'll be doing that all through the stream, like doing different camera views and that, just make it less boring for people. So we're actually watching.
That makes sense. Right, so we've been at this for a while. I'd say, do you know what? We're getting to the point where we could nearly wrap up. I mean, as far as I know, we're at the same point we were yesterday. So last episode. So sorry, guys. Long day at work, long day overall, long week, nearly there. But yeah, we're nearly at the point where we can finish up. I think we've discussed nearly everything we had. I think you guys are pretty much all tapped out as well. But as I said,
we've covered everything tonight.
I think we've not done too bad, considering there's not much coming out of the world of Elite. But hopefully something happens. That suspicious thing that may drop, hopefully that happens this week. By next week, hang on, by dates, we still won't know what it was, unless one of us has encountered it or read on someone that's encountered it. But if that comes up, then we'll have that to discuss. If not, well, we're pretty inventive characters, and between the three of us, we will put together something that is more entertaining than watching, I don't know, pick something, anything. Anyway, so if you do come across this in the post-production, yes, I'm going to start calling it post-production. So if you come across this and you just hit play and we're not live, drop us a comment. Let us know what you think. Most importantly, let us know what kind of format you feel you would be more interested in listening to or watching. How you think we should break it off. Do you think voicemail is a good idea? Do you think displaying actual comments up and taking them out one by one would be a good idea? I think a good idea would be to find comments on other YouTube videos that we find hilariously funny and feature those. We'll see. There's a lot of potential for this, and the three of us are storming away in the background, brainstorming, trying to come up with how we want this to move forward. But we don't want to just make decisions, we want to make them with you guys. We want this podcast to be all about us, and by us, the whole community, and not just us, me, Spider, and Cartel. So by all means, please do get involved. Leave a comment on either of the videos, or if you're listening to the podcast version, right where you're playing it, there's a comment section. Just drop a comment there. You're more than welcome to do so.
Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Really enjoyed tonight. I had a laugh again. So thank you, Digi. Thank you, Spider.
Absolute pleasure. I'll let Spider sign off first this time.
I would like to encourage everybody to like and subscribe to SB Cartel 99 at DigiDoes Gaming, and continue to ask questions in the comments. It gives me something to do. If I don't know the answer, I go and find it, and we'll have something to talk about next week.
Very good point. And yeah, thank you for the shout out, man. Well, do you know what? That's pretty much it then. We'll close it out, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in as always. It is always a pleasure, as you know, to chat with you guys. Both me and Cartel will be on streaming throughout the week, of that I have no doubt. Spider's always in at us as well, up to whatever mischief he tends to get up to. I don't get to see it, I only get to hear him laughing at it, but it's entertaining nonetheless. It's been absolutely great, and until next time, take it easy. All the best.
Yeah, good night, guys. Stay safe and